And all this week, our intrepid science correspondent Martin Stew has been reporting from the icy seas and shores of Antarctica, joining scientists there looking for answers to the ever more pressing climate crisis. Now, historically, most of those scientists have been American, leading the world in that vital research. But under the Trump administration, the US is cutting their funding by more than half. From the Antarctic, Martin reports on what could be the end of a golden age of science at the end of the Earth.
It is a fact that the amount of ice on the land in Antarctica has gone up in the last few years. It's also a fact that over the last 20 years as a whole, it has fallen significantly. When it comes to the climate, long-term data is a scientist's most valuable asset.
So it's big when we first blow it up, but as it goes through the atmosphere, it's going to expand to the size of over a double-decker bus.
Air pressure and temperature measurements have been taken by weather balloons in Rothera for decades.
And all the data that's recorded on that is going to be shared with scientists, not just in the UK, but around the world.
Polar science is expensive, so collaboration is key. We pulled into Palmer Station, owned by America, to deliver essential supplies for the winter. For years, the US has been the biggest and best funded player in the Antarctic. Now, their budget is being slashed in half, their ship jettisoned, and their scientists being made to remove references to climate change from their work.
I wonder if I could just show you out the window. That sunrise, it's not bad, eh?
It's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Former Secretary of State and climate envoy John Kerry was the man who signed the US up to the Paris Climate Accord that Donald Trump has pulled out of.
I'm very sad for humanity that any one nation is standing in the way of what the science tells us we must do in order to protect life. It's not a matter of politics or ideology, it's a matter of science. We have an absolute period of time within which to avoid the worst consequences of the crisis.
The head of the British Antarctic Survey believes now it's up to us and the EU to step up.
Yes, it would be terrible if the American scientists can't join us, but I think there are many nations working in Antarctica doing excellent science that we will all work together anyway, even perhaps with more enthusiasm to really understand what the science is telling us.
We've done it before.
Here's the Dobson ozone spectrophotometer that measures ozone.
40 years ago, it was British scientist John Shanklin who discovered the hole in the ozone layer from Antarctica. It was growing rapidly, but politicians listened to science. CFCs were banned globally, and the hole is now starting to heal.
I think today we have too few world leaders that have a strong scientific background, and therefore they rely on the culture of their colleagues to inform their decision.
His hope is that facts can help persuade politicians to prioritise our futures over short-term economic gain.
Well, welcome to the Sir David Attenborough. We're in the nerve centre where a lot of that data is trying to be collected. You can see some of the boats behind me. And to give you a sense of bearings, we're at the stern, the rear of the ship at the moment where the big equipment is. But I actually want to take you into this laboratory. It's one of 10 different labs they've got on board here. And the scientists are beavering away. We've got here Mike, Rhiannon and Hugh. Hi, guys. They're working to do some water sampling. What they're worried about, though, is with these cuts, with what America are doing, you're going to see a real loss. You're going to see the loss of the gold standard of ice measuring. You're going to see the loss of a ship. So the Americans can't do work like this. And one of the key things that I'm being told is that leadership that's going to be lost. The Americans were the biggest player. They were the glue that bonded the EU, Australia and the UK together. Without them, somebody else needs to step up. And these guys now feel additional pressure.
All right, Martin Stew in Antarctica, thank you. And you can find more of Martin's reports from Antarctica, the end of the Earth, over on our streaming service, ITVX.